Hello, my darling diamonds in the rough. I am your favorite talking stone, and today we are back with some more daily puzzles. Now, why don't we just hop right in with the wonderful little Wordle? Right. I'm getting antsy. This is one of the last daily puzzles we'll do, at least for a short while. We can move on to other things. So, in one of our last runs, why not start with Jazzy, our favorite starting word, which nets us a wonderful A. And you know, I think I'm going to do the Shark Gambit 2 days in a row. Yes, I did Shark yesterday in honor of Gargura, and today I've done it also in honor of Gargura. She's great. What isn't great, though, is that we still don't have a set letter, but we get an R, so that's wonderful. So, I'm assuming maybe something AR. Like Pixar. Fortunately, I don't think they'll let us do the name brand Pixar. Well, you know what, let's try it. No, they would not let us do that. That's unfortunate. It would be very cool if they did, but no. Or maybe Arrive. Yes, Arrive. Or should we do no, I was going to say Arise, but no. Again, I've done this before. We need the double R for Arrive. So it's not Arrive. Ardor? Ardor. Yeah, we've used Ardor before, so why don't you use it again? Okay. So R is not in the 4th, 5th, or 2nd spot. So it means we start with R or it's in the middle. And we get an O. That's nice. So maybe R-O something. Oh, Roman. Like the Roman Empire. Let's try it. Okay, we get an M. That's very interesting. So we know R has to be the 3rd letter now. Moral, like morals. One's goodwill, what? Not goodwill, but it's one's, I guess, ethical compass. One's morality. And we get this. We are moral. We are mortal. Well, mortal is probably not the word we want to use. We are mortal, but we exist today. We exist in the moment, and that is more than enough. More than enough indeed for us to act in goodwill, in good faith, and in good blessings. Whether it be in the connections, or the mini, or the... I'm flubbing up. We're going to connections. That was the mini. Which we are going to. We are going to the mini. I'm just... I'm flubbing things up, but it's fine. We get it. So let us begin. Wait, is it on screen? It's good on screen. Good enough on screen anyway. Maybe I'll just do a little down. Begin. Person, place, or thing when you're doing, what is it? What's the game? Not Simon Says, not I Spy, but, is it 20 questions? Yeah, I think it is 20 questions. I forget if I used to call it something else as a kid, the way we play, but yeah, no, 20 questions. One of your, first favorite questions is it a person, place, thing, or idea? As in, like, a noun, I guess. Not a noun. Well... a noun can refer to person, place, thing, or idea, couldn't it? So yes, a noun. Regardless, we're getting sidetracked. Let us continue. 6 across. Like someone you shouldn't trust with fragile objects. I was going to say like FedEx or UPS. Which, no, that's hating. They're probably good. I hear some horror stories about how shipping companies do not treat what they're shipping with kindness. But I'm sure that might possibly be overblown. So let us continue. A time to die. So dyeing like a t-shirt, I'm thinking. Or maybe eggs for Easter. I know. Oh, it is almost Easter. If I spelled it correctly, it perfectly fits here. Yeah. I remember I used to dye and paint. Well, that's more painting eggs rather than dyeing eggs for Easter. Oh, that was fun. Rarely did it, though. I did it for like 1, maybe 2 Easters. But we get the word here, so let us continue. It could be wrong, could be right. We don't know. Dang it, dang it. Dangle a carrot in front of. I'm thinking a carrot on a stick from Minecraft. Is this? Do I have to obligatory say something from the Minecraft movie I have not yet seen? Yeah, sure, why not? Chicken jockey, flint and steel. As a child, I yearned for the mines. Something along those lines. We get the point. But dangle a carrot in front of is to lead, to bait, to how do you say this? Encourage. Fortunately, those words are not long enough or too long, so we'll continue. Class for cognitive science major for short. Class for psych? Psychology, yeah. Cognitive science, I'm thinking psychology, so psych major. Okay, in a psych class, that makes sense. It could be wrong, but it makes sense to me, and that is what matters. Activities on the docket. I'm not familiar with what a docket is. Wow, I'm sorry. Full of sexual desire. Well, the word is lusty, because that fits perfectly. Sexual desire. Come on, New York Times. We're trying to keep this PG. We can have fun without crude and crass work. Okay, I say try. Sometimes I do falter, and I do apologize. I do want to try to keep it appropriate for all audiences. But, you know, it's just a word. And it's a fitting word. Lusty. That fits, and we'll continue. 3 down. Commonly cobwebby room. Attic. Okay. For some reason, maybe it was because of the Minecraft little tangent I went on. But when I heard cobwebby, I read it as cobbly, as in cobblestone. It's like, oh man, I remember making my houses out of cobblestone because it was marginally less plain than wood. That phase of Minecraft players where you make a wooden box and then a stone box, and then you decide, hey, boxes aren't cool anymore, so you try to make it actually decent for once. Oh man, I was stuck on the first 2 stages for way too long. But we'll continue. I've gotten better at building, not much, but it is so fun. But yes, it is cobwebby, not cobble. And it is attic, a place where cobwebs are common. And I think I'm pretty confident in place Eastern Psych as our first 3 initial guesses. Let us continue. From Prague, say, is this Czech? I think it's like, is it Czech? No. No, it's not Czech. Or is it this? Is it Czech? I think it's like this. I could be wrong, and I could be spelling it wrong as well. But regardless, we'll continue. Jane in classic literature. I only think of Jane Doe when that happens. So let us continue. Not get rid of. To keep. Lovely. Like someone you shouldn't trust with fragile objects. Klutzy. Which means Czech might probably be right. Wow. Dangle a carrot in front of. Entice. Is that it? Oh! Lovely! We solved it in 5 minutes and 34 seconds. Lovely. And down, activities on the docket is plans. Check. And Jane Eyre. Oh! How lovely! That was absolutely fantastic. We absolutely crushed the mini. Oh man, that was fun. That was fun indeed, but our fun does not end yet because we still have the New York Times connections to undergo. Let us begin. Crowd. I'm thinking a large group of people or a large group of maybe animals, like a crowd of animals. Well, that would be a herd, but we get the point. Score. I'm thinking, well, score is 20. If you ever read the Emancipation Proclamation, where Abraham Lincoln says 4 score and 20 years ago. 4 score being 4 sets of 20, being 80, and then 4 score and 7 years ago, an additional 7 years, so 87 years. That's what score could mean, or a score could mean a score of a game. Also, I believe we had score on one of the connections before, because I remember going through that little ramble as well. Oh, that's nice. Mamba. That makes me think snake. I do see some other snaky things later on, but Maybe it's Snake, or maybe it's the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. Or maybe it's the White Mamba. Oh my gosh, why can I... Brian Scalabrine, I forgot you for a second. I'm sorry. Or maybe it's the... Okay, is Andrew Wiggins, is his nickname the Maple Mamba or Maple Jordan? I forget. But yeah, basketball nicknames. Mamba is pretty iconic in them. But we'll continue. Engine, part of the car, or it makes something run. Boa, I'm thinking boa constrictor. I'm thinking along the lines of snake. It's snake, like Mamba. Lovely. Simba. I can only think the Lion King, and I see something later on that says Lion King, but Lion King. Katy Perry. Didn't she just go to space for like 2 minutes? Oh man, that must have been cool for her. I saw her kissing the ground, and people overreacting to her kissing the ground as like, you were in space for 2 minutes, but you know, it is theatrics. She's a famous person, and she's doing a lot of things. Well, theatrics... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm crossing my thoughts. Please forgive me. Yeah, I think people are overreacting to it, but yeah, obviously it's funny to clown on, to joke about something when someone was just having a huge reaction that you'd see from maybe like an astronaut or something who is in the ISS for months, but she was only in space for a couple of minutes, and people like to joke about that, saying she's overreacting or thinks it's too serious, but I think that's fine. At the end of the day, she was in space. Good for her. As for space travel itself, well, actually, I don't have any opinion on that at the moment. Wow, I thought I had something to say. I don't. But yeah, good for Katy Perry. Yeah, let's continue. Scar. I'm thinking from The Lion King, or I'm thinking a scar in a face. Or maybe not in the face, but on a part of a body. Like scar tissue. Right. Lion. I'm thinking, well, that makes me think Lion King, but... That's probably a red herring with Simba and Scar right there. So lion, maybe a lion's heart, or maybe a famous historical lion. I don't know. Garter, I'm thinking maybe a garter belt. I don't know. Scratch, I'm thinking the old school animation program that I remember have a story about using with a project I did on Thomas Jefferson. I remember saying that in one of the streams, so I won't bore you with it again, but it was, yeah, I've used Scratch before, and that was kid animation software, I'd guess. Or maybe Scratch is in like a dent, a dink, or a blemish on something. Meringue. I forget what this is. I forget. Okay. Corset. This is... with garter, a bit of undergarments, to a degree. Or, not undergarments, but garments that go under clothing, typically for women? That could be something. Scrape, that goes along with scar and scratch. Anything else that means dint. A tangy, that's a type of flavor. That might go with a meringue. I don't know how to pronounce this word, I'm sorry, but I've heard it before, and I think it's that. And then stockings also make me think, sort of, undergarments is the wrong word. But I don't know what the right word is. Garments that go under clothing. Let's just say that. So let's go with that one first. Stockings, corset, garter. And would boa be it? Is that right? Is that wrong? Scrape, tangy, meringue, scratch, scar, engine, mamba. I think it is this. So let's see. Is boa correct? It is. Burlesque wear. Okay. I don't know what burlesque means in this case, but we got it. Alright. So let us continue. Simba, score, to scrape, scratch, scar, and what else? To dent, to hit. Simba, crowd, lion, mamba, score. To score something could mean to hit. So let's try it. Oh, mess up the surface of. Nice. And now we have the blue and the purple. Right, lovely. Mamba makes you think Kobe Bryant or Black Mamba. Oh, there's also Thomas the Tank Engine. So Tank Engine. No. Lion Pelt. Crowd. It might be crowd followed by a word. I'm not sure. Well, what is the, what is that Katy Perry song? Is it roar? Like, you're going to hear me roar louder than a lion because I am the champion and you're going to hear me roar. I forget. Oh, no. It's probably not that. Tangy, meringue, and what else are flavors? Simba? That would be a stretch. What else? But what else? Yeah, no, that's a stretch. It's not flavors. Man, but what could tangy be then? Tangy beef? I don't know. Yeah, that's really... Tangy beef wouldn't make sense. But I'm at a loss. Oh, my. You have a heart, the Mamba mentality, lion mentality, engine mentality, Katy Perry mentality? That's a huge stretch, but we are one away. Fortunately, no idea which one is correct or incorrect. Herd mentality? Okay. Crowd mentality. That might be better. So either it's crowd and Katy Perry or neither. So let's try crowd and Katy Perry. One away. So we were one away here. We were one away here. We were one away here. Which means it has to be these three. It's either Mamba or Lion. Mamba mentality, Lion mentality. I'm leaning Mamba. Tangy, Simba, Meringue, Lion. But I feel like Mamba fits both categories. Well, I say fits both. I don't even know what either of them are. Crowd, Katy Perry, Engine, and Mamba. Does that make sense? Well, here's the thing. Crowd, Katy Perry, and Engine. What does that mean? I don't know. So would it be Lion or Mamba? And I do remember from the Roar, whatever the song it was, the lion's name was Kitty Purry. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. Alright, so maybe let's check the other three then. Meringue, Simba, and Tangy. Mamba, Mamba fits this more, I think, for our Latin dances with a vowel change. Okay. A samba, I don't know. Samba again. Tango. Okay, Lion, Katy Perry, Crowd, and Engine. Could this be? This is They Roar. Oh. Wow, I said that. The Katy Perry song Roar, Engine roars, Crowds roar, Lion roars. Oh my. That's clever. That is really clever. Wow, I should have thought out of the box a bit more. I really should have. That was great. Really loved it. 10 out of 10. But we aren't done yet. We have one more special little puzzle for today. And today's special puzzle is Echo Chess. And, oh wait, let me make sure you can play the board. See the board? Well, we're going classic. Let's see if it loads. So let's go through how to play. Let's see. Can you guys see it perfectly? You guys can see it well. Alright. You play white. Black won't move. Drag your piece to valid squares to move. You turn into any piece you land on. So for instance, we would take the bishop and take the queen, and we turn into the queen. Nice. You can't pass through dark red walls. Clear all black pieces to win. Oh, is this it? Huh, so we don't have to take the black pieces at first. Okay. Each piece can move in its own way. Remember, you become any piece you eat. Alright, so for instance here, we'd go down, we'd take the bishop, we'd go to this square, we would take the knight, which would then take the queen, and finally we would take the pawn in 2 additional moves. Only knights can jump over walls. Pick your eating order wisely. Alright, so for instance, here, we have to go here. We have to take the rook. We have to go down and eat the king. Then we have to go back, destroy the knight, then claim the rook to claim the last king. Okay, that makes sense. I said that makes sense, but okay, it won't let me claim it, but it doesn't matter. You can move any of your pieces at a time. Oh, wait. Oh, so you can have multiple pieces as well? Huh. Alright, we can skip tutorial. Let's just see. Can you see the board? Can you see the board? Yeah, you can see the board. So let us begin. Right. So how do we begin? So the easiest thing to see here is not anything where we're starting, but where we're going to end up. Our last move will probably be taking this rook up here, up top, in this little sectioned off area. So we're going to need to save the knight to essentially hop on in, take the rook. Okay. Oh, wait, no. That's not it at all. That's not it at all, actually. I was going to say we're going to end up here, but no, that can't be the case. We have to end up taking the pawn, because the pawn can't move. Well, actually, no, it can. If we take the pawn, then we can take the queen, and from there, we can take the rook. Okay, we can move on. I think there's actually multiple ways to solve this, which is pretty interesting. So how do we want to begin? But at the end, we know we're going to have to use this knight right next to the rook to travel on over. Oh my. Travel on over to this little sectioned off area. So let's envision how to do that first. Because if we go normally, the knight goes from here to in between the king and the pawn, to in between, to the right behind the rook, to this white square up here, which, yes, can touch this knight, but it can't touch the rook. And that's an issue. Well, actually, I was looking at this wrong. It can touch the queen, which can then touch the rook, which can then touch the knight, which we can then break out. Man, there's so many different ways to play this. I don't even know where to begin. Right. So let's just think of an order first. Well, here's the thing. I was thinking maybe rook to knight. Sorry, rook takes knight. The knight takes the queen. No, sorry, I forgot that wouldn't work because it would turn into a queen. Wouldn't stay a knight. Right. So what can I do? I can do rook takes bishop. Bishop takes rook. No, I can't. Well, can I? Rook takes bishop. Rook takes bishop. Bishop takes king. King takes pawn. Pawn takes queen. Queen takes rook. Rook takes other rook. Rook comes down and takes knight. And knight actually dances up and around to where the king used to be, to where the rook to the where here. No, wait. How do I get it to touch this white square? It'd have to touch this brown square. From this white square to here. So I guess the bigger question is, how can I possibly rearrange this knight? Bang, 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 bang. Okay, I can get it to this square. I'm going up to this white square, down to this brown square, up to this white square, and over. So basically just clean up house. First, right. So let's do it like I said. We'll take the bishop, we'll move up to the king, take it, hop on over, take the queen, take the rook, take the other rook, go down, take the knight, and we'll maneuver our knight around in a very awkward way. Was there probably an easier way to do this? Probably, but I could not think of it. And then, of course, we will end by taking the knight. Bingo, bongo, bucker. Oh! It took us 20 moves, and the best is 13. Oh, wow. I knew there was multiple ways to solve, but 13 is just rather impressive. But maybe we'll do that another day, because for now, we absolutely dominated the Echo Chess. Right. Do I have a spiel for today? No, I don't. I have to think of something. Pens. That's what's on my desk. A nice little pen that I won from a contest. Not a contest, but a raffle. But that's not interesting. Actually, no, it is an interesting story. I remember I was showing up late to something, but I showed up, and then they gave me a raffle ticket, and they were doing multiple raffles throughout the day. But they were going to call the first raffle in like 5-10 minutes. So 5-10 minutes pass. They call the raffle. It's my ticket. It's my ticket. I come in very late, and I win the first raffle of the day, which is very funny. And that's not the first time. Well, it is the first time it happened to me. Though I do remember went to an event late with friends. Multiple friends, and they were calling raffles at the end of this thing. And we came in probably about like 5 minutes before the end of this. And we all put our raffle tickets in or whatever, and they call the raffle. And there's 3 different raffles. My other 2 friends win 2 of the raffles. The 3 of us walked in, and then 2 of them won 2 of the 3 raffles, which was very funny. I did not win because I was not very fortunate that day. Well, no, I was so fortunate. I was fortunate because I was with friends. And everyone knows that the real treasure, the real raffle along the way, is friendship. Friendship indeed. But no, I was happy for them. It was also quite humorous that they won a prize. But back to pens. I had a conviction with me once, because I have these traditional, just very cheap pens that you would not mind losing, but I wanted to drain all the ink out of my pen. It was an ideal of mine. I just had a cheap pen. I was like, I don't want to throw this away. I want to use all of the ink in this. So I remember spending months working on this and working on this. And it gets lower and lower and very, very low. It's going to run out probably soon. And then I remember I'm working on a group project, and one of my group mates asked, hey, can I borrow a pen? So I give them the pen. And then the project ends, or the meeting ends for that day, and we're all wrapping up, we're all packing up. And normally I wouldn't think of anything because, it's just a cheap pen, but this pen is close to losing all the ink. Close to running out of all the ink, and for some reason that excites me. And this groupmate of mine didn't give the pen back yet. So I go and ask. I was like, hey, do you mind giving me back the pen? It is almost out of ink, and I want to be there when it happens. They understood. They gave me back the pen, and I was able to eventually run it out of ink. But that was very awkward because, I don't like... confronting people isn't the right word, because it's a very harsh word, just talking to someone about something. And that makes me feel awkward when I'm trying to I guess, tiptoe around social etiquette norms to ask for something that's not typically asked for. Because it's a cheap disposable pen. If I lose it, it doesn't matter. If someone takes it, it doesn't matter. And it was running out of ink anyway. It was basically worthless. But it was worth something to me, so I just decided to stop wearing my introvert coat and ask for the pen back. Something fell? Okay, something fell. That doesn't matter. It's a pen time. Pen time indeed. I bit my tongue. Ow. And it was very awkward explaining why I wanted my pen back, because even though it's like something was a big deal to me, trying to drain all the ink out of a pen for once, that's not really common in any sort of scholastic setting. Very often people don't necessarily care about the ink level of their pen. It's just a classic Stone moment. But right, that will do it all for today. thank you all for watching. And as always, have a day. I hope it's a good one. See ya.